大家好，我是 Bernice.
And today's Enjoy English involves good eats and learning to love spicy food day 2. So we talked about spicing up your life with these ingredients, right? We talked about capsaicin is the ingredient that causes us to feel spice, right? We feel pain, but also relief.
对，所以这个确实这一个所谓的在辣椒的这个世界里面呢，会让人家觉得哇，这是一个 fascinating world，这是一个 fascinating food，OK？为什么它这么样的着迷？就是它同时让你觉得啊痛啊，这里痛吧，那里痛吧，哪边不舒服，舌头很烫，但是它同时又可以让你的一些疼痛可以缓解。
So let's talk about that in the first paragraph.
好的。
Learning to love spicy food. Spicy foods are popular in many parts of the world, but some cultures rarely eat them. For example, not many traditional Irish dishes are made with spicy ingredients. Some experts believe this is related to climate. They came to this conclusion after noticing that people in hot countries like Thailand, Mexico, and India tend to prefer spicy foods. They believe people in these countries once used chilies to kill bacteria in meat to make it safer to eat. These experts reasoned that people in colder climates didn't use chilies because meat doesn't rot as quickly in lower temperatures. A recent study that examined 33,000 recipes challenged this idea, though. The study found there were no strong connections between climate, health, and the popularity of spicy foods. In spite of these results, there's no denying that many cultures are drawn to spicy foods. The Chinese add dried chilies and Szechuan peppers to create spicy hot pots. In Mexico, poblano and jalapeno peppers are used to create hot dishes and sauces. By waking up our mouths and delivering strong flavors, spicy foods truly add a bit of spice to our lives.
All right, let's begin. So we start with spicy foods are popular in many parts of the world, but some cultures rarely eat them. So if you do something rarely, that means you hardly do it at all or not very often, right? So I rarely eat spicy food, or I rarely do my homework or something. Hopefully you do it a lot, but some people might rarely do their homework. Hopefully not you.
对，千万不要这样子啊！就了不起被老师骂一下啊，不当然也不行，要做 homework 才能够进步，对不对？所以老师刚才讲这个 rarely 就是几乎很少你去做这件事情，所以他就说了，虽然这个辣的食物哈，让我们觉得说，哎，全世界好像很多地方都很受欢迎啊，很多国家人都喜欢吃麻辣锅啊，尤其是我们台湾人也很爱吃这些东西。那可是呢，还是有一些文化里面，他们真的很少很少去吃这种辣的东西。
For example, not many traditional Irish dishes are made with spicy ingredients. So Irish dishes are obviously from Ireland, way up north, and I've noticed actually, a lot of places in...
It should be a very cold country,
yeah,
right?
I think that maybe spicy ingredients just aren't popular there. Their foods, I'm trying to think of their foods. Yeah, like potatoes, right? They're usually not, there's not a lot of like pepper, other ingredients that are spicy in them.
好，这边有一个这个 example， 就是说呢，不是所有的这一些所谓传统的比较传统的一些所谓的爱尔兰的这个食物里面呢，就会使用到一些这些食材来做 be made with， 就是用什么东西来做，就是这种辣的食材。可是像我们刚刚跟 Alice 老师聊说，这个爱尔兰应该是一个很冷的国家，那冷的话你要让你自己热一点，我们刚才有提到啊，你就吃点辣的，你的体温就会升高。反而在很多的爱尔兰的传统食物里面却没有这些辣的这些成分。
Some experts believe this is related to climate. So actually, even though we think it's kind of strange, right? In cold climates, you should want to eat spicy food, right? But experts believe it is related, just maybe not in the way that we thought initially.
对，所以他说有一些呢，这个专家则是这么样的相信哈，他认为说呢，可能啊， is be related to 就是与什么是相关的，跟 climate 就是跟你这个国家的气候或许是相关的。记得 climate 是一个比较讲到说一个国家整体的一个气候。好，那比如说那我们讲 season 的话，就是有不同的季节。那如果是 weather 就是可能是当天的天气，那 climate 就是整个的一个气候。所以他说是跟整个国家的气候是蛮有关联性的。
Yes, good point about weather and climate. Weather is day to day and climate's more long term.
对，没错。
All right, next we have, they came to this conclusion after noticing that people in hot countries like Thailand, Mexico, and India tend to prefer spicy foods. So a conclusion, right, is kind of at the end of an essay or the after you figure something out, this is the solution, this is the conclusion, the ending. So they came to this conclusion or this solution, this idea that hey, people in hot countries, right, they like spicy food, which, again, doesn't really make sense to me because if you're already hot, why do you want to eat something that will make your temperature, like, rise and make you even hotter?
对，所以这也是大家觉得很好奇的地方，就是 they 就是指这些 experts， 这些专家呢，最后他们就下了一个结论。他说这个结论呢，就是 after 在他们 noticing 就是注意到呢，其实反而在热带的国家，他们反倒比较喜欢吃辣耶。比如说像泰国啦、墨西哥啦，还有这个 India 这些地方呢，他们都很喜欢吃辣的东西哈。在印度的地方，就是 are easy to do something 或 are easily to do something prefer 就是比较喜欢这些辣的食物。所以刚才我们就觉得好奇怪，不是冷的国家要吃热的吗？怎么越热的国家你还要让你自己觉得更热更热，要很热很热这样才高兴呢？真是太奇怪，为什么呢？我们等一下会知道。
They believe people in these countries once used chilies to kill bacteria in meat to make it safer to eat. So bacteria, right, there's bacteria everywhere on our bodies and in the world. And there's good bacteria, but there's also bad bacteria that if we eat it, we will get sick. So when we eat food, we usually cook it or do something to make it safer to eat. And I guess they used chilies.
对，所以在这边就可以 make sense 了。就是说呢，为什么他们会在热带的地方特别还吃辣的食物？因为各位同学知道，在热带的地方，你要保存食物比较困难，很容易它这个东西就坏掉了。所以呢，他们认为呢，这些在热带这个地区的国家的这些人呢，因为他们曾经呢就是使用所谓的这个辣椒，然后来杀掉一些细菌，尤其是在肉在新鲜的肉里面，你如果比如说你在很热的天气底下，你放一个肉在那边，你没有冰到冰箱里面，很快它就已经酸掉了。所以他们就是用这些辣的东西，先把里面的细菌杀掉以后呢，就可以让这个肉呢吃起来你会觉得比较安全。
These experts reasoned that people in colder climates didn't use chilies because meat doesn't rot as quickly in lower temperatures, right? Because we mentioned meat will rot if you put it out, if you don't refrigerate it or put it in the freezer within a certain amount of time. So meat, we don't want it to rot because if we eat it, we will get sick, right? So I guess meat in high temperatures, when it's hot outside, it rots quicker, but meat in low temperatures does not rot as quickly.
所以像那种很冷的国家，像 Alaska 那种国家，你把那个肉丢那边，它会自己结冻大概。所以呢，在这些地方，它的东西就比较不容易坏掉。所以呢，这一些这个专家们，他们就这样子 reason， 好，这边的 reason 当动词，就是指他们这样的推断啊、推理出来了，就是说呢，人们啊，如果在比较冷的气候底下的这些人呢，基本上他们为什么不会用这个所谓的辣椒，就是因为肉比较不容易 rot 就是腐烂掉、腐败掉，它比较不会腐坏啊as quickly 这么样的快速，那如同呢在这个什么的 lower temperatures， 不像那个所谓在比较低的温度的国家一样那么样的快就会坏掉了。
So now I guess that makes sense why people in hot countries tend to eat spicy food and people in cold countries tend to eat not spicy food. Even though I still think in terms of your body it doesn't make sense, but in terms of food safety it makes sense, I guess. All right, let's take a break and talk about the second paragraph next.
好。
All right, paragraph 2, this is a short one. It says, a recent study that examined 33,000 recipes challenged this idea, though. So recipes, you have recipe books or cookbooks are full of recipes. And basically, they are telling you how to make certain dishes. So a recipe for a cake, it says the first step is you preheat the oven, right? Second step is you mix these ingredients together. These are recipes for how to make something.
好，那么然而呢，在最近啊，就有一个这样的一个 study， 这样的一个研究。这个研究呢，就决定说他们要来 examine， 就是检测。他们找了33000种的不同的食谱，好 ，recipe 就是老师刚才讲的食谱。那他为什么要找这么多的食谱出来呢？就是因为他要 challenge， 他要挑战这样的一个想法。This idea 就是我们刚才在前面讲过的，就是为什么热带的国家这么热了，气温这么高了，他还要吃辣椒来让自己的体温上升呢？而反倒比较冷的国家，他们反倒不太吃这些辣椒辣的东西呢，所以他们要来找这33000种的食谱，想要说来挑战这样的一个想法。
The study found there were no strong connections between climate, health, and the popularity of spicy foods. Interesting. So before they thought there was, but this study said there was no strong connection or relation between these three different things.
所以呢，最后这个研究找了这么多食谱来发现呢，他最后得到的结果是什么？他觉得没有什么 strong connections， 就是没有什么样非常强烈的这样的一个连结性，尤其是在什么东西呢？比如说气候，就是你到底冷还是不冷的这个国家。Health 跟你吃了是不是对于健康特别会好？这个癌症啊，有一些心脏病啊，可以被避免，或者是呢，这个 spicy food 本身这些辛辣食物它的普及度。都基本上没有什么太强烈的一些密切的关系，所以呢，这个实验就证明了，其实吃辣应该就是个人的口味、自己的喜好，就你想吃你就吃。那其实跟你的不管是国家的气候啦、你的健康啦，或者是这个辛辣食物它的普及性，其实都没有太大的关联。
What I always wondered, I always thought maybe it was because spices usually come from plants, right? So I wondered if maybe it's because the plants grow better in hot climates, and then in cold climates, maybe it doesn't grow as much. So
也有可能
right? I thought that was my suggestion. It's not in our article, but that was just an idea that I had.
对，所以像这个辣椒，有时候我们不是种那种小小的辣椒树，就是一个小盆栽这样。那可能在比较冷的地方，它可能就结冻，它也长不起来。所以呢，在比较热带的国家，它可能长得比较好，所以也有可能热带的国家，他们因为有这样比较 popular 嘛，他们比较常常看到这个东西，所以他们比较喜欢吃辣。也有可能。
Yeah, so it's just an idea. Who knows? But yeah, let's talk about paragraph 3 next.
好的。
All right, our final paragraph of the day, we say, in spite of these results, there's no denying that many cultures are drawn to spicy foods. So if you're drawn to something, you're attracted to it. It's not draw as in like draw a picture here. We're drawn to something. We're attracted to something. Like maybe I'm drawn to this picture because it is so beautiful, or right? Or I'm drawn to Bernice because she is so wonderful and lovely and nice.
Alice 老师对我多好，她每次我们在录影的时候，她都一直不断的称赞我。实际上我觉得实在太不好意思了。好。这边的这个 drawn 的意思，他们就是刚刚老师讲，不是画画的那个意思，它是指你被一个东西深深吸引了，不管你是对一幅画、对人，好，你就深深的吸引住了。好，所以他就说了 in spite of 就是 despite， 尽管，好，也就是说尽管有这一些所谓的研究，也就是说刚才我们的这些结果，研究的结果，我们就先不管它了，尽管有这些结果，我们先撇开来不说了。There's no denying that， 也就是说不可否认的是这件事情。什么事情呢？其实确实很多国家都对于辣的食物很有吸引力啊，就像我们刚才讲，不管你今天是冷的、好热的国家，还是一般的这个四季的这个国家，你都对于辣的食物有一种 fascinating， 我们刚才讲很迷人的感觉。
Next we have.The Chinese add dried chilies and Sichuan peppers to create spicy hot pots. And Probably most of you have tried it before. I have also tried it, and I found it was a little too spicy.
Not just a little bit.
Yeah, a lot, actually. Yeah. But that's why you see the dried chilies and the peppers, you might notice the broth is really red because sometimes they add so much. The whole broth turns red in the spicy hot pot.
中国人很厉害啦，就是在一些菜肴里面呢，比如说第一个先加的是干辣椒，那个干辣椒真是不得了的辣，我光用闻的我都快昏倒，不要说吃了。好，然后再来是一个这个所谓的花椒，好，这两样东西呢都可以去 create， 可以制造出呢这样子很辣的那个感觉 spicy hot pots， 又是放在那个火锅里面，然后你在那个汤啊在不断的滚啊，你把食材放进去以后，哇，那个东西确实是辣到不可，你一定会哭的。
Yeah.
对对对。
In Mexico, poblano and jalapeno peppers are used to create hot dishes and sauces. So again, different types of peppers, spices, they create, if you ever eat Mexican food before, right, there's often peppers, right, in the dishes or even in the dips, right? If you have tortilla chips, sometimes you dip it in salsa or other things, and it can be spicy.
刚刚老师讲就是墨西哥食物不是本身就有辣，除了本身有辣椒之外，它那个蘸酱 dip 就是那个蘸酱都会辣辣的，所以他就说在墨西哥呢就有这种波布拉诺的辣椒啊，这个辣椒呢它本身呢还有就是墨西哥辣椒，有这两种辣椒，那都被使用来呢去制造出一些比较辣的一些菜肴，就他们的菜里面都会放这两种不同的辣椒，还有他们的酱汁。
By waking up our mouths and delivering strong flavors, spicy foods truly add a bit of spice to our lives, right? So you mentioned spicing up your life is making it more interesting, and you could say spicy foods make your life more interesting because they do have strong flavors, right? You can't just ignore it. It's very hard to ignore. And also, yeah, I guess it wakes up your mouth because you have a lot of feeling, right? If in the morning maybe you feel too tired, if you eat a pepper, you probably will wake up right away, right? Although painfully.
对，所以这边的 wake up our mouth 就是指把你的嘴巴把你嘴巴叫说wake up wake up， 让你的嘴巴叫起来，意思就是说让你的食欲大开。从这边大概也可以知道为什么热带的国家喜欢吃辣的，因为有时候很热，我们就不想吃东西，有吗？就想说我今天没有什么胃口 ，I have no appetite， 没有什么胃口，所以呢，可能确实吃一些辣的就可以 wake up your mouth，就可以把你的嘴巴把它叫起来了。然后呢，并且 deliver 就是传递，可以传递一些比较浓的、比较这个强烈的一些口味，这个重口味。确实呢，这些辣的食物呢，真正的 truly 就是的确真正的对于我们的生活呢，加入了一些这个趣味的东西。
And I think that's true. Again, I think probably based on what we've read, spicy food is good for you, but I don't know. I can eat only a little bit. Sometimes the chili peppers that are too spicy, it makes your mouth numb, right? Like it can make your tongue and mouth numb, and you can't feel anything. I don't understand how people eat that.
所以刚刚老师讲到 numb 这个字 N-U-M-B 那个 B 不发音，就是让你嘴巴麻掉了，就是没有感觉了。所以这也是为什么有人觉得他 numb 之后呢，他还是要继续吃，因为他一直不断的麻痹自己，最后就把自己训练成非常会吃辣的人，也有这样的可能。
All right, let's take a break and talk about vocab.
好的。
All right, we are almost done with our lesson today. We have to talk about our favorite words we've learned. Today, the first word is conclusion, right? So when you write an essay, there's like usually an introduction, the body paragraphs or the middle, and the conclusion at the very end.
对，所以 conclusion 的当名词就是结论啊，不管你是看书也好，或你看研究，或你自己写一篇文章，它一定会有一开始的 introduction 一个引言，然后中间有一个 body 就是你的身体的部分，好，正文的部分，最后一定会有一个结论，就是告诉你说，这整篇文章或者是整个书本里面最后得到什么样的一个结论。
Next, we have bacteria. So bacteria, there's good bacteria that can help your body, but there's also bad bacteria that can make you sick. So bacteria can be in meat, right? Especially, or it can be even when you wash your hands, because there's bacteria on your hands. You want to wash it away. So it's bacteria.
对，这个字呢就是细菌的意思。就像老师刚才讲，细菌有的时候是好的，有的时候是坏的，但大部分应该都是坏的。
Next, we have reason. So here we're using it as a verb. We're making judgments based on facts, right? So we aren't just guessing, right? We reason that, because the sky looks cloudy today, I think it might rain, so I should bring an umbrella. That's using reasoning. We're reasoning that we should bring an umbrella versus just guessing.
所以这边的 reason 是当动词哦，哈，就表示你推定啦，你推断出一个事情，所以通常就是表示你依据一些事实而你推断出来。比如说像老师讲的说，我看到外面呢这个云啊，哈，有 cloudy 啦，哈，非常的多云啊，感觉像要下雨，所以我们是透过一些事实来做的一个推断。
It can be a noun or a verb. In the article, it's used as a verb. Next, we talk about rot. So meat rots in hot temperatures a lot faster than it does in cold temperatures. But it's not only meat, fruit also rots. Vegetables can rot. I guess anything can rot.
对，所以在热的国家，动词这个字就是指东西的腐坏了。
Next, we have recipe, right? A recipe book or a cookbook has recipes to make cakes and cookies and whatever other dishes you can think of.
没错，这个字当名词是食谱，就是告诉你呢，你要做一个，比如说你今天要做糖醋排骨，第一步要先干嘛？买排骨哈，第二步怎么样？那就是那个 recipe。
Next, we have connection, or similar to relation, right? A strong connection between two people. If two things are related or not, is there a connection between the two?
没错，这个字当名词就是关联性。
Then we have, there is no denying that something, right? So there is no denying that many cultures are drawn to spicy food. You cannot pretend that's not the case. It's very true.
这个用在一个句型里面，表示呢这个事情是不用这个毫无这个否认的，不需要否认的哈。There's no denying that. 比如说 There's no denying that watching our video is very important. 看我们的这个节目是非常重要的一件事情，这是不可否认的一件事情。
It's just a fact.
对，没错。
And finally, we have be drawn to something or someone. Again, it's not draw like you draw a picture, right? We're being attracted to something. Wow, I'm really drawn to this painting because of the wonderful colors, right?
没错。
Or I'm drawn to this person because of their wonderful personality and beautiful looks, right?
Thank you. 好，所以老师又在称赞我了。这个就是表示被什么东西吸引了，你可以被东西吸引啦，也可以被人给吸引。
And that's all the time we have today. So we'll see you all next time. Bye bye.